Right, hi lads and lasses, welcome to Darts Coaching with Dynamite Dave. Looking forward to tonight, should be a real good do. We've got a couple of bits and bobs coming up. I've got Scottish Lad Does Darts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be reviewing the Hawaii 5-0. So the darts that he sent me, which are Wayne Mardle's, the Wayne Mardle Hawaii 5-0s. Or the Hawaii 501, I should say. No viewers. That's unusual. Smashing. Right, here we go. Clayton B's in the house. First one's in the house was Kieran from Scottish Lad Does Darts Reviews. We've got some good stuff on tonight. What I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to be doing the Wayne Mardle Hawaii 5-0. We're going to be reviewing those darts a little later in the show. So we're just waiting for the stream to fill up a little bit. We've got quite a few in. We've got Dave Cummins in. Hi Dave. We've got Dave Curtis in. We've got Wayne Upper Darts in. Oh, we've been doing some good collaborations behind the scenes. We have, all to do with the Stoke Darts lads and what have you. Hopefully will be some more information about that coming along very soon. Who else have we got in? Mark Layton's in. Dave. Now somebody said this last night, how you say it. Is it VMix? Vemix, that's what he said. Dave Vemix. Hiya mate, I've actually got the idea of how to say it now. It's only took me about 6 months, mate. It's only took me about 6 months to work out how to say it. What's this? You're going to tell me I'm wrong now, aren't you? Charlie the Boss Gray. Hiya Charlie, mate. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Eileen Harvey. 180. Jack. Hiya Jack. You alright lad? Steve Lamore's in the house. Non-darts question, pal. Yep, no problem. You ride a motorbike, don't you? What do you ride? Oh, it's only a little one. It's only a little bit bigger than a scooter. It's a thingy, a BMW K1300S. 100 and... What's she running at? About... I think bog standard, they're about 173 brake horsepower. I think she's just shy of 200. But yeah, it's pretty quick bike and what have you. Well, very quick bike actually. One of those type of bikes, going off at a tangent, one of them type of bikes that I never thought I'd buy. Because I was always against traction control and stuff that interferes because I like to do the odd wheelie. But don't tell anybody, especially any policemen that are out there. But I did with my younger days, I used to do some monster wheelies. But yeah, I never liked the idea of stuff that interfered with you, like cars. I didn't like traction control on them, but on that BM, it's unbelievable. Even in the wet, you can crank it right over going around corners. You can have your knee welded to the deck, and you just come out of a corner, and you could just bang it wide open, and the actual traction control just feeds the power in. It's like the anti-wheelie on it. It's not like a lot of them. I've been on bikes before. I think it was Ducatis and most of them, and when you shut the throttle off. Oh, sorry, when you're doing a wheelie, you're up in the air, and as the front wheel lifts up, if the traction comes in, it cuts the power. Whereas this one just sort of like flattens it off so it doesn't come down too quick. Really good, actually. The only problem with it is, and you'll understand this, is when you actually see an opportunity to pull one, by the time that you've turned the traction control off and done all the fiddling about, because it's all on the handlebars, by the time you turn traction control off and that, the opportunity's gone. So I just ride like an old man now. Dave Curtis. Dave. Say it again, Dave. Oh God, it's gone again now. Vemix. Dave Vimix. Or Vemix. Dave Vemix, I think he said last night. It was Thingy last night on, what's its face? Oh, and thanks for that game last night. That's the first game I've ever had on that knacker thing. Really enjoyed it. Thanks very much for that. And you didn't play that bad. Don't be telling me that. You didn't play that bad. Mark Kennedy, evening, Dave. Still struggling with the twisted wrist. Oh, yeah, it's one of them. You just got to work at it, mate. You got to make sure that you get that wrist nice and straight, so it's just coming straight over the top. No twists in it, no pulling the darts back sideways. It's just got to be straight out. Do it with the ball in the basket. Spend like 5 or 10 minutes every day before you actually start throwing darts. Try 5 or 10 minutes with a ball. All you need is some ping pong balls and a paper basket. One I have, as in the best traditions of Blue Peter, is one I made earlier. All it is a basket, and all you do is stick it underneath your board, get yourself a handful of ping pong balls. You can buy them from pound shop, get a quid's worth of ping pong balls, and literally just drop them into the basket. Put the basket on a chair underneath your thing, underneath your board, and literally just drop them into the basket, keeping your wrist straight. What it is a lot of the time, when you've actually got a dart in your hand, your brain goes really funny, and it like, you want to throw the dart the way that you throw the dart, if you know what I mean. And sometimes it can make it quite difficult to actually make the changes. So the ball in the basket works fantastic. The first E is like in day. Don't run it. Yeah, the Tiger 800's a good little bike. Say a little bike, it's not a little bike. An 800cc bike is far from little, but I don't think I've had anything less than 1200cc. Oh, I have, yeah, I had my thing, my Firestorm, my 1000, I had that for years. But they're a little bit special, they are. Got a little bit of a special place in my heart, them. Right, the first E is like the A in Dave, in day. Ah. Right, so it's like Vlanamix. Is it Vlane mix or a V mix or Vlee mix? So it's Vlay, it's Vlay mix. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go on Google later on and they have a pronunciation thing like they have for the BBC. So I'm actually going to do it now. I've got that fed up with it, mate. I'm going to get it right. Because there's nothing more annoying, is there, like when you go to work. It's like me with the name Llewellyn. That's the English way of saying it. Obviously, I'm actually Dyke Llewellyn, but nobody says it like that. And like the way everybody says it, Llewellyn, it gets into your head as you grow up. And like now, I even call myself Llewellyn. Sent you a graphic via Twitter, mate. Send you some. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Those first ones you did for me, absolutely spot on. Absolutely love them. I'll start incorporating them, and as we work on a bit further in what we're doing, hopefully I'll get some graphics done and stuff like that, and we'll do a bit of work together, and we'll talk about that piggybacking on your website and stuff like that. Hopefully it'll be advantageous for both of us. Ryan, hi Dave. Clicked the wrong stream. I wondered why you hadn't gone live. Well, according to my streaming software, tell me if I'm wrong, but the link that I put out on Facebook and everything today, I've clicked on that link and then started the stream up. So by rights, I should be on that actual link. And everything's come up, the chat and everything's come up. But, well, just hope I'm not leaving a few people behind if that's the case. But like I say, I clicked on that link on the stream software. You set it up for like next week on Wednesday or something, or Thursday. I'll set it up for Friday. And then Friday, when I finished on Friday, I set it up for Sunday. And all I do is it's just a thing. You click on it, you highlight it, and then you actually click on the box, which has got your thumbnail on it. And then that transfers over. You click on start live, go live, and as far as I know, I'm on that. But I've still got a lot to learn about this live stream stuff. Hell of a lot to learn. So, right, let's see if we can get into some of these questions. Hi, Dave. Click right. I had the S1000RR. Yeah, in past. Yeah, the BMs are the one. I think the thing with the BMs is the S1000RR is like an out-and-out sports like race bike, basically. The K1300S's and a lot of the others. I mean, you've got the stuff that are like a barge on wheels. But what I like to think is I like to think the K1300S and the K1200S before it are sort of like in the middle. They're like a sports tourer. They're not an all-out race bike, and they're not an all-out tourer or cruiser either. So you've got the best of both worlds, which is what I like. I like something a little bit different, something rather than in one category than the other. Like the Firestorm, what I did with that was I put, what do we call it, flat bars on it and what have you, and just turned it into my own type of bike. It weren't a street fighter and it weren't a race rep bike. It was my own type of bike, and I just loved it. Do you know something? I used to change my bikes every 6 months, and that bike, I had it for 7 years, and I've never owned a vehicle of that sort of length ever before, and I don't think I ever will again. I'll get it, Dave. I'll get it. I'm going to go on that pronunciation thing later on tonight, and I'll get it right. Hiya, Mark. You all right, lad? Mark from Love Darts is in. I was really like disappointed yesterday because I couldn't actually get onto the knacker thing. I've got it on my computer and everything now. I had a game with Dave, came back to yours, but I couldn't remember. I put the code in that you said, or what I thought you'd said, and I think I must have got a letter or wrong on it or something, because I've got a head full of blancmange, me. I'm absolutely useless. So what I did was when you said it, I wrote it down, but I wrote it down right-handed and I'm a left hooker. So it's quite possible that I didn't write it down very well. But next time you're on live, or I actually get that knacker thing working on here, Neil from Neil's Darts, he's been on and given me a bit of a tutorial how to get it on the screen and that. But obviously I want to be comfortable with doing that before I actually fetch it onto the live stream. It's like I've got another thing coming up. This is to everybody. I've got another thing coming up shortly, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a spinny wheel on. But you know how normally you get them on and they've got, on the spinny wheel, you've got like people's names? What I'm going to do is I'm going to have prizes on it. So like sets of darts, an hour's coaching, a coaching video, a t-shirt, a dart shirt, that sort of stuff, goodie bags. And what I'll do is every time somebody puts a super chat on, we'll spin the wheel. And obviously there'll be so many like segments that are like lose, so it's a bit like bullseye, but the board spins round, and if it lands on a set of darts, you win a set of darts. So I think that should be quite interesting and all. Well, but the thing is, like I say, I've got to be comfortable with it, and it's got to work before I'll actually put it on. I'm one of them, I'm a pain in the bum, me. I don't like trying things. Like when the first time the live stream went west, shall we say. They've never seen me like that. I was proper upset and annoyed. I was like, but we got there in the end. Oh, cheers, by the way, everybody. Right, oh my word. Wee nip of rum, mate. Not wrong with that. Don't forget to put your email address somewhere. Yes, I'm going to put it. You've got it, as you see the things down there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in this space here somewhere. But that very nice chap from Weighing Up a Darts is going to have a see if he can sort that sort of stuff out for me, because as you can see, my boxes are not absolutely spot on, because I'm not right technically very good. I'm all right at this bit, stood in front of the camera, but I ain't really good at the technical bit, unfortunately. Get the red leg open then. What's the red leg? What's the red leg, Neil? There's one with... That's the thumbnail. Yeah, that's the one that I thought I was on. Is that not the one that I'm on? That's what I thought I was on, the Meteor one with a thumbnail, because I clicked the tick, I ticked the box, then clicked the actual box itself, and it opened up as that stream, and then I clicked go live on that, and then I came over here and clicked go live on my streaming software, and I thought that was how it was meant to be done, but you know what I'm like, I'm a bit of a daft old sausage. I'm sure we'll get it sorted. There's one of the... Yeah, right. Hello. From Serbia. Hello, Slobodan. How are you, mate? Slobodan's in the house. Clayton B. I saw the link for today, but the active chat was the Friday night link. Oh, I tell you, this technology thing does my boxing. I think what I'll do from now on is I'll put an advert on Facebook and everything and on Twitter until I can get it properly sorted in my own head and get it working regular. Because what I'll do is I'll just do some dummy private thingy broadcasts until I can pick it up and get it so as it works properly. But from now until then, what I'll do is I'll just put an advert on Facebook and YouTube, and then if you just turn up here at a couple of seconds past 6 o'clock, it'll be up and live. What I'll do is I'll start firing it up at about 2 or 3 minutes to. And then what obviously people can join in then. We've got loads in at the moment, but like I say, I'm just hoping that we've not missed a few people who've come on and thought, oh, we mustn't be doing it. Steve Blade. Hey, Steve, mate. Steve Blade's in the house. Yeah, it's good to see you and all knocking about there, mate. Nice one. Finish the red light. Yeah. I finished the red leg too. Yeah. I'm a wheelchair down. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, I do, mate. Yeah. Been practicing the mechanical throwing the darts. The last darts flight, and boom. Last weekend, hit a 180. Oh, nice one, mate. Gonna have to get you one on for that, aren't we? Let's get old Russie fired up. Let's get Russie fired up and get you one in. Right, are we ready? Are we ready? 180. Nice one, Mark. Brilliant, that. Really brilliant. But don't forget, Mark, your first one is only ever your first one, and there's always more to come after it. There's always more. Brilliant stuff. See if we can... No, red leg rum over there, no. Hey, Dave, I'll tell you what we'll have to do is we'll have to mail you one at Christmas. Remind me at Christmas, and I'll what do you call it? I'll send you the bottle over, mate. All the supporting you do for me. Absolutely, mate. I'll do that. Come up to Christmas, I'll treat you to something, yeah? Not a problem. Yeah, Neil, we need to have another 2 or 3 chats, don't we, really, about different things, about stuff that can be done, what can be sorted out, some good content that we can do together. Like I say, I'm really up for collaborating with anybody. Love darts, Mark, any of them. The stream that Mark was doing last night was really good. I really enjoyed that. It was the thing of the chat from Loxley Darts. And do you know something? I'm going mad in my old age, mate. I really am. Zaki, the thing with the chat from Loxley Darts, one of the owners from Loxley Darts, and Zaki Grayling. Is it? No, it's not Grayling. Why do I keep calling him Grayling? That's a lad from South Africa. Cheers, Dave. Dave's in the house with the first one. Cheers, Dave. Starman. Yeah, so Zaki was on last night and loved darts. It was really good stream. Good banter. The only thing, I don't know whether anybody else has mentioned this to you or not, Mark, but the audio was very echoey. You were sort of like, Zaki would start speaking, and then about 2 or 3 seconds later, it'd actually come, you'd have like a low volume one and then an high volume one, but it was happening with Zach and the chap from Loxley, but yours was all right. When you were talking, it was just coming in straight in like mine is now. So I don't know whether there's anything you can do about that, or like I say, I'm not technical, so I can't advise you on it and just tell you what was happening, that's all. Graham Taylor, hiya Graham, you all right, lad? Graham Taylor, all the way from the good old US of A. Zach Thornton, that's him. Do you know something? You know how I'm going to remember him now? Thornton's Toffee. See, that's the way I remember stuff, is by a word association, so I'll remember that in future. Zach Thornton, Thornton's Toffee. He actually started designing some darts for me, you know, and it just sort of like fizzled out. I don't know what happened. Oh, Neil McGowski, late to the party. No, you're not late, mate. It's only a few minutes. You know what it's like here? We're just like a big bunch of rebels, just thingy, having a bit of a talk and what have you, a bit of a chat. Ashley Calver's in. Ashley Calver, cheers, mate. Absolute star. It's got to be one for Ashley. Here we go, Ashley. 180. Yeah. Smashing. Fantastic, that. Was playing you yesterday and watching Love Darts. Then played Love Darts. And playing Love Darts. Played Love Darts and playing Love Darts. Yeah. I think they call it a conundrum, don't they? Small Seeds, hiya Dave. Thanks for all your advice and help. Changed my game hugely. Mate, that's what makes all this, everything that I do, and the amount of commitment and everything that I put into it, because I work a full-time job as well, and doing this, because I've explained this once or twice before, but I'll just quick go over it again. Neil McGowski's put one in. Neil McGowski, I'll just do the 180 for that. So you're gonna rub me ragged tonight, aren't you, you lot? 180. Right, where was I? Dearie me. Yeah, like I say, when I do a full-time job as thinking. I mean, Neil does a slightly different type of full-time job than I do, but most of the lads that are on the live streams and on the YouTube channels at the moment, most of them have got full-time jobs. The difference between what I do and what a lot of the other lads do, the lads who do darts reviews and what have you, I know Neil does live streams and that, but a lot of the ones that do reviews, like Scottish Lad does darts, they do the darts reviews and you record a video, you edit it and everything. It takes a while to do that, a long while, and then you post it up. But then when you think that I do that, I do the live streams, and I've got anything up to sometimes 40, 50 emails, well, not letters, not old letters, because very rare you ever get any snail mail anymore, but letters, messages, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. So I get messages through all them. So I'm answering anything 50. Some days, I mean, I think the most I've ever had is something like about 130 messages in a day to reply to. So obviously I've got to try and keep on top of that, do the live streams, and then go to work as well. So it does take a lot more commitment than a lot of people think this does. Hell of a lot more. But I'm hungry for it. I love it. And if I can help anybody, that just makes my life, that does. Helping you guys just really makes it for me. It really does. There's live stream on Sangwoo channel from Korea. Players Championship. Who wants to watch? I don't know. Leighton. Not my first 182 overall, but first since I've been watching you. Yeah, well, it's like I say, when you adopt the Dynamite Dave way, doesn't matter whether you're in a wheelchair. I mean, there's a lad that I know who's got one of his lower limbs missing, so he's on like a prosthetic half leg. It's not got the knee attached. He's actually still got the knee. I think it was took off at the top of the shin. Or it looks like that anyway. Obviously, it's not the sort of thing that you start asking and what have you. But when he converted to the Dynamite Dave way, he sort of like had a big dip, which a lot of people do. He had a dip for a good 2-3 weeks, and then he started to come up the other side. But the difference was when he came out the other end, he was 10 times more consistent and 10 times more accurate. So he was a better player overall, but he had to swallow that dip in performance, because you're not going to change from one way of throwing to another way of throwing without having a deficit before you actually get a gain. Like I say, it's another one of them. It's the dedication. It's actually believing in what you're doing and changing, because unless you're starting darts out straight away from scratch and you're gonna start the Dynamite Dave way, if you do that and work right through from the beginning, my son, his girlfriend, probably going back about 2-3 years, maybe 4 years now, he came with his girlfriend and she was just like talking to me, and they came out into the man shed when I used to be in the man shed, and she was watching me doing a bit of filming, and she said, I bet you can't teach me to throw darts. Seriously, within 15 minutes, I had her within the inner ring, and by the time she'd been playing 45-50 minutes, she was hitting the outer bull at least once every 3 darts. So it just shows, if you start in front and you've never thrown a dart before, you just go whoom, straight up like that, because you started off in the right way. You've just started off with the right fundamentals, and it's just awesome the way that it works. The amount of times I've seen it, hundreds and hundreds of times now. It's not once or twice, it's not 2 or 3 times, it's not 200 or 300 times. It's awesome, and it's great to know that you've got something that actually works. I mean, I know there's quite a few still detractors, and they think that what I do isn't right and all this, that and the other. I get it every now and again, but seriously, it does work. It does work. I mean, I understand people who want to throw in their own individual way, and that's fantastic. But everyone that's actually tried this and stuck to it and come out the other side, absolutely swear by it now. Absolutely swear by it. Quick Draw McGrath's in the house. Hello, Quick Draw. Did you go to Q school? No, mate. I've got to work, mate, so there's no way I could do that isolating and stuff like that. But like I say, it's neither here nor there to me. It's not going to be my path. And as I explained last week, I'd feel mean if I went to Q school and got a tour card. I wouldn't use it. So it just seems a bit pointless. I might do it. I think next year the darts referee's going, and a few others are going. So I might go and do that as a bit of a social jolly. But like I say, if I get a tour card, I very, very much doubt that I'll use it. Very much doubt it. Paul Boardman's in the house. Hiya, Paul, mate. So to the hockey fella. But I'm a bit late, but I'm here now. Yeah. Take a chair and sit at the back of the class, right, for 5 minutes, and then you can move forward. Ashley Calver's in. I'm smashing. Absolutely smashing. 70 plus average. I tell you what, mate, there's not many people in a pub that would touch you. Seriously, if you've got a 70 plus average, if you can manage that back to back, week in, week out, when we go back into the pubs, you're going to be the star of the team. I absolutely guarantee you, mate. If you're throwing at a 70 to 80 average, there's not many people who throw at that sort of average in a pub. Obviously, you get people who actually play in pubs like Tony O'Shea and the others, Daryl Fitton and that, they'll go in and they'll probably throw 70, 75 average, maybe an 80 average on a normal Thursday evening. But they're few and far between, mate. Few and far between. Yesterday, more consistency. Last summer was throwing a 30-odd average. Well, there you go, you see. Like I say, it's proof positive. It's proof positive, and you're not the only one who's saying this. If there was 5 or 10 people saying it, and that was on my YouTube channel and across all the things, you think to yourself, nah, but It's not. Everybody, near enough everybody who's on here with us now has, what do we call it, has started and took things. If they haven't took it all, they've took parts of the Dynamite Dave way. The ones who've took it all, I get the same story a lot, and it's made massive differences to them. I've been talking to my really good mate, Stu the Wee Man McNally. I've been having a couple of conversations with him on Messenger and what have you, and he sent me a beautiful letter, really, really good, telling me all about his background from when he was a kid and all that sort of stuff. And you know something, it's like, it's really humbling, because of the things that he says about me at the end of it, after he's explained it and where he's come to, and then he found me after coming back off the vessel, and he locked himself away and like started going through the videos and stuff like that, and the difference that it's made to him. Like I say, it's very, very humbling. It really, really is. Slowly getting there. Yeah, you're doing all right, mate. Not slowly getting there. The 70-odd average, his thing is good enough. If you're doing 70-odd average now, by the time Q School comes round next time, you're going to have added probably 5 to 7 to that. So you're not going there as like some of them do with a 45, 50 average. You know, if you're going there with a 70, 80 average, at least you're going to have a decent poke at it. And the one thing with that is don't forget, you can always have a purple patch. If you have a purple patch for a day or 2 days, if you go into Q School under normal circumstances and you win the day, I think if I remember rightly, you got a tour card if you won the final on whatever day. I mean, I know they've changed it for the COVID thing this year, but hopefully it'll go back to the way that it was next year. Somebody was asking me last week, did I think that it was right that people with a 35, 40 average should be able to go into Q School? I think, to be honest with you, and I think I said this last week, it's a PDC thing, it's about money. Don't forget you've got to pay a lot of money. It's something like 400 or 500 quid to enter that. So you think that bank rolls back, it's not only one, you've got across here in Europe, how many? Best part of 1,000 players, maybe, having a go at it right from the word goal level. So what's that at 500 quid a piece? Big money, innit? And that's where it all comes. It all comes from the accumulation. It's never one entry fee. It's like when we're talking about tickets to go and see the darts. People think, oh, it's 50 quid for a ticket. But you think about that 50 quid times like a thing, what do we call it? Let's take the UK Open because that's my favourite tournament. If that was held the same way as it is at the Ali Pali, it's so much for an afternoon, so much for an evening. You're looking at a minimum, I'd say personally, for a pair of you, you're looking at a minimum of 1,000 quid. And that's just for like the last weekend, not to go for the full 2 weeks, or I think 2 weeks or 10 days. Not to go for the full trip, just to go to the finals, you're looking at 1,000 quid, aren't you? And at Bucklands, at Finger, there's 5,000 people in there. So you work that out, it's a lot of pennies, hell of a lot of pennies, plus what they spend on the beer, and buying shirts, all that sort of stuff, the memorabilia people are paying to have a go on this and have a go on that. It soon mounts up, I'll tell you. Yeah, well done, Ashley, mate. Absolute star. Yeah, well, that's that. You're absolutely bang on there, mate. Absolutely bang on. Whatever you do, Ashley, if you have a slip, don't forget we all have a fall into bits, including me. There's times where I think I come to the hockey and nothing works. The fortunate thing is with the Dynamite Dave way is it doesn't take you long to put it right. You know, people where they think the throw's gone off and they've been in the wilderness I know people that have been in the wilderness for 12 months and not been able to throw a dart properly. The good thing with the Dynamite Dave way is it's dead mechanical, it's dead simple, and it's dead easy to repeat. And that's the whole thing. The whole idea of it is the simplicity of it, just having the one moving part, which is your arm, and obviously your stance and what have you. Your other little bit of moving is when you're moving the dart around the board by adjusting yourself at the hips. But the arm speed and everything stays the same. So you think how easy that is to fix when you do have a fall into bits. It's a damn sight easier than when you're doing all this and you think, and the thing is you're trying to think to yourself, if I change this, will that happen? And you can be doing that for weeks without any improvement or actually it getting worse. And then what happens is, as I've said before, the shoulders go down. I've had enough of this. I tell you what, I wish I had a quid for every letter that I've had or message that I've had saying that I've had enough of this, I can't get this to work, I can't get that to work. Get them on the Finger the Dynamite Dave plan, and 2 or 3 weeks later, yeah, no, I'm glad I didn't give up. The difference in my darts is unbelievable. But it's one of them, it's a leap of faith. You've got to be prepared to have a go and stick at it. And at the end of the day, if you do have a go at it and you stick at it for 3 months or something like that, and you can't get it to work, then you've not lost anything, have you? Right, it's David Bowie's in. David Bowie's in. Thank you very, very much, mate. Cheers. Absolute star. Let's get one going for him. Oh, yeah. Come on, wakey, wakey.
180.
Oh.
Require 141.
141 I want again. I wonder why that is. That's another thing, you see. I could probably set that up so I could just keep going with the 180s and he wouldn't shout after me, but there you go. Stay safe, all. What are you going, mate? Take care now. Take care. I'll be in touch with you later on after the stream. I'll send you the thingy a bit of a message, because I think you messaged me just before I went on air, and obviously I couldn't answer it because it's coming on here. Yeah, but I'll contact you tomorrow. Yeah. Hey, Neil, mate, I tell you what, if you're going to Q school in 2024, if I haven't done it before then, we'll do it. But the best thing for you to do is do it in the Europeans rather than coming over here, because between me, you and the gatepost, the competition is a lot harder over here than it is if you do the European leg of it. And that's why RVB went to the European leg, and it didn't work out very well for him, did it? Osty man is in the house. Hi, Osty, you all right, lad? TV all. Evening all. Nice one. Yep, stay safe, mate. Take care and we'll see you soon. All right, you're doing a footy card on Thingy, on Twitter. Anybody who's in the chat that fancies a go, Scottish lad does darts reviews. If you go over, type him into Twitter, have a go on this card. Well worth it. There's some good prizes and that on it. Stu McNally, hiya Stu, mate. Hey! What an absolute star this fella is. Absolute star. Mark Kennedy, that's me. Right, so we've got down to the bottom of the chats now. So what I'll do is I'll keep going with the chats as we're going along, if anybody asks me any questions and what have you. And what we'll do now is we'll do a little bit of a review for Thingy for Kieran again. He sent these to me, and these are the Wayne Mardells. These are the Wayne Mardells. Hawaii 5-0 darts. Hawaii 501. They actually look quite a nice dart, don't they? Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Right, so let's see if we can get them out without duffing the case in. Right, now I came up here at about 5 to 6, so I haven't had a chuck or anything. So this should be quite entertaining, this, because this is absolutely 100% straight out of the box, this. All right. I'll have to find some flights for them or something in a minute. Oh, let's have a quick look at them first. Right, that's the barrel. So we've got a normal tungsten barrel with a dead basic, dead standard ring cut in it. Quite a shallow ring cut as well. You have to forgive me, the eating's on here and it's coming up and giving me, I tell you what. That'll sort it out, won't it? Wet me whistle. Yep, it's the actual ring cuts in them are quite shallow, so they don't feel like they've got much grip at all by sliding your fingers on the barrel. We might have changed his minds about that when we chuck them. after last night's Love Darts stream, would you get a set of custom darts? Paul, if you're talking to me yet, mate, yeah, I tell you what, I'd love somebody to do is if Zachy and Loxley got together or something and made some darts for me, be quite prepared to pay for them, because I know Loxley manufactured the darts. So if Zachy could design me a set of darts and Loxley turn them for me or whatever, then yeah, fantastic. I really would. I'd absolutely love something like that. But I don't know why it is. I seem to get the cold shoulder off people. I don't know why. I don't know whether it's because I've got something that they don't like the sound of with the Dynamite Dave way. I don't know what it is, but Shot, whenever I send them emails, I never get an email back off them, nothing, no correspondence, no now. And it's pretty much the same with all of them. Started off when Loxley first started out, had 2 or 3 conversations with him. One of the chaps there, I don't know who it is, one of the owners, said that he'd get back to me with some darts that he might want me to review, and I never heard from him since, so I don't know. No, we won't put them in them. Tell you what we'll do, we'll use these because these look quite colourful, don't they? Hawaii 5 OE type. Right, so let's screw these shafts out. Oh, they're aluminium. Shafts are aluminium. So they should be quite good wearing shafts. Right, so let's screw these in. We'll have a chuck with them. Throw a few darts, but emphasise where you start the TikTok. Right, a really, really good practice one for getting the TikTok motion right is because it's a rhythm. That's another thing that's part of it. It's a rhythm. That's why I say to you, whatever you do, don't stop at the back of your throw and then throw forward. It's a rhythm. So a really good practice one for the TikTok. See if you can see me. Just angle that a tiny little bit that way. And a little bit more. Yes, you should be able to see that now. Right. A really, really good way to practice the TikTok motion is when you've got yourself set up, is put your dart out in front of you like that. Right? But don't forget you're keeping your wrist straight. Do not do this. Don't try and keep that dart flat as it goes over the top. You just get the dart out so it's right in front of you and it's straight in and straight back out again. No stopping at the back. It's just straight in and straight back out. Like I say, I've not had a chuck today and I'm really supposed to be doing a darts review, but we'll do it like this. Right, so you put your arm out and what you do is in, out, in, out, in, out. So like that, just straight in, straight back out, and that will teach you the TikTok. And it's getting that arm to just bounce on your bicep just as it comes back. As you can see that there, I'm just letting the weight of my hand drop backwards. And that shows you where that dart should stop every time. And that, believe it or not, it leaves your flight about 2 or 3 millimeters away from your arm, so it don't actually interfere with it. It just works really well. And again, all it is just biomechanics, that's all. Common sense, in other words. So like that. So out, in and out. So straight back, straight in, straight out. And don't forget, this isn't a grouping exercise or anything. It's literally just to get that throw right. So there we go. It's a 60 with the last one, but neither in nor there whether we do or we don't. Out, in and out. Out, in and out. Out, in and out. So you're just getting that motion right. Right, back to normal now. So let's see what these fly like. Right, yeah, when they're in your hand, they're quite a shallow grip, so I would say these are about a 2.25. I wouldn't even say they're a 2.5. I'd say they're a 2 to 2.25 grip. Not, I don't think, what you would want if you had really sweaty hands. There you go. Yeah, not bad. 83. Pulled one of them, pull the last one. Oh, come on. What was that one? I think that's what we call a balloon shot. Balloonski. Oh, come on. Tell I'm not warmed up. There we go. That's better. 180! It is, isn't it? It certainly is. The Wayne Hawaii 501 Mardells. Like I say, just starting to warm up now. Darts I've never thrown before in my life. And there you go, there's a live one. For all those people, not you guys out there, but for all those ones that say it's all fixed, it's all this, that and the other. I think I threw you a turkey of 140s on the last live stream. There you go, third of Ford visiting, 180. So I think even I deserve one now, don't I? I think I deserve one. Let's have one. Yes, David, we think you deserve one.
180.
Right, so here we go, Magalski. Totally different thing, Keith. It'll start to show. Oh, let me get in on this this chat now. There you go, Kieran. What was that? 4th or 5th visit with him when I stopped messing about. 4th or 5th visit with him. Ton 80. Yahoo! I'm playing darts all afternoon. Oh, Stuart McNally, aren't you a lucky lad? I've had to traipse round the park and all sorts of stuff. Actually, it's better for me because I'm thinking I'm too overweight, to be honest with you. I need to start doing a bit more. I washed all the cars this morning. Helped cook the breakfast. Then we did the housework between us, me and the missus. And then we went for a nice long walk. We walked up to the local park, sort of like wildlife place thing. We walked all around the river at the bottom and all around the top. Got to say, it took it out of me going up them hills, but because the thing is, my left knee, it's weird because on the normal flats, my right knee, so the one that I've had replaced, that gets tight. Feels like a drum skin is round it, like somebody's got something around it and they're tightening it. But going up hills, the left knee, because there's no cartilage left in it, that's the one that's really bad. When you're going up hills and what have you, and you're actually putting downforce onto the joint itself, it actually feels, and this is awful, this. I'll tell you what, this used to make me feel sick when it was the other knee, and when it first started happening, it used to actually make me feel physically sick. And what it feels like is, you know, when you've got sand, if you've got sandals on and you're on the beach, and you get sand between your toes and you can feel it rubbing, well, that's what my knee feels like on the inside, my left knee, all the time. Every time I walk, it's all right in bed or when I'm sat down with my feet up, but as soon as I put my weight up and stand up on it, it's like something's grinding away, like that, like something's rubbing away. Terrible. Gary Dando's in the house. Hello, Gary. You all right, lad? Thanks, mate. Thank you. I think I love doing it. I really do love doing this. There's no more better pleasure than thinking and being able to help people. The satisfaction and the reward you get from it is just, it's indescribable. And that's why I say probably on virtually every live stream, that's what my goal is. My goal is to be able to do this for a living and be able to do it 5 days a week. Whereas at the moment, I'm doing it like after work and what have you, because I work nights and my wife works days. When I get up, there's nobody in the house, so I get a couple of 3 hours virtually every day to do it. But I'd love to be able to do 6, 7 or 8 hours every day, and then out at the pub night times doing appearances. And I'd just love to be able to get to that point. Tell you what I'd love is I'd really love to win the lottery. If I won the lottery, this would be my life. I'd go and do appearances everywhere, all over the place, and I wouldn't charge nobody nothing. I'd do free coaching and all that sort of stuff. I really would. That. I know you guys know that I mean it. I'm not bullying. I really would. I'd do this for the rest of my life, and I'd never expect a penny for it. I wouldn't. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love doing this for you guys. I really, really do. Yes, Darren. Yeah, you do that, mate. And what I'll do is I'll do exactly the same as I did for the other lad the other day. Kept calling him Gary, didn't I? Yeah, terrible. Callum Reston. I did that video for him the other day. If you send me your darts, I'll do exactly the same. I'll do a review on your darts, the way that you think your setup is, no matter how strange or quirky it is, and I'll see if I can chuck them. There'll be something very strange if I can't chuck them, but I'll definitely have a chuck of them. I'll do a thing and then I'll do a little bit on the live stream for you. Just think it's fantastic, mate. I just love doing it. Love it. I do that in the pub, you know. What I'll do in the pub is somebody's thingy. You get them, don't you? The cocky ones, you know. I'm the great I am, especially when you go to another pub where people don't know who you are. Not that I'm anybody special, but I can chuck a dart or two. And you say to them, well, I'll tell you what then, I'll play with your darts, you play with mine. Or like you play with your own darts and I'll play with your darts as well. We'll just swap them over. Oh, Neil. I've missed both of them. Callum, I missed yours, mate. Really, really sorry about that, mate. But I'll get both of them in now. And you, Neil. Absolute star. Love you to bits, mate. Really do. This one's for Callum. In she comes.
180.
Right, and one for Neil's darts, my great mate Neil.
180. Johnny, you require 121.
Oh, I tell you what, thanks lads, thank you so much. Means the world to me, that. Thank you so much. Oh, John Cooper's in the house. One of my best mates from when I was a kid. We grew up together. We were mates from what, 4 or 5 years old, maybe even younger than that. So when I left Levenzoom at, was I 9? Was I 9 or 11? I can never remember. I think our kid was 11 and I was 9. But yeah, we come up here, moved up onto the reservation, what it was called at the time, Hattersley, where the Moors murderers came from, and left Levenzoom behind, and that's where John was. Used to go round to his house, his thingy. John had the house and his mum and dad, and next door his gran and granddad used to live. Or was it his gran and a sister? I tell you what, it is 40 odd years ago. Isn't it? Well, 50 years ago nearly. Good God, half a century. Half a century, John. Half a century. Bloody Nora. Tom Clare, much better screen setup at the moment. Yeah, well, I'm getting there. Like I say, it'll get better. And I've got some new stuff coming along. I've got a prize wheel, but I have to be absolutely comfortable and happy with it before I'll actually start using it. Then, like I say, the lads that have put super chats on, whoever puts one of them on, what I'm going to do is spin the wheel. And I think there'll be prizes on it. Obviously, there'll be a couple of loses and stuff like that, but there'll be shirts. And I was with the coaching face-to-face, coaching videos. There'll be all sorts of stuff on it. Darts, goodie bags, you name it, to do with dart stuff. Dart scorers, maybe, all sorts of stuff on it. So you'll have a really good chance of actually winning something. So again, it's just another way of me giving back to you what you're giving to me. Because I just think it's fair. Lee Kelly. Yeah. Cheers, Lee. Absolute star. Lee Kelly's in the house. Yeah, I just love doing it for you. I just absolutely love doing it for you. And it's one of them. Before I actually started the channel and what have you, and you'd go to places, play darts, and I'd be watching people and thinking to myself, if they change this, if they change that, but never did anything about it until, like a lot of you will already know the story about the thing of the two JDC lads that were in a pub near me, and that's how this all came about. And Finger, congratulations to them for Finger for putting me onto it. And if they didn't do, I wouldn't have been here now. Wouldn't have been here talking to you guys right now. And I think I'll be forever in the pair of them. I'll be forever in the debt, because they were the ones that forced me to go and make my first ever YouTube video. And if you've not actually seen it, if you go onto my YouTube page, click on videos, scroll right down to the bottom, you'll see it's just a dartboard with a green surround. And I put that on, and I think it's 2 or 3 really decent legs. I mean, then I couldn't do any editing or anything, didn't I? And to be honest with you, I don't think I did many retakes of it either. I think it was only, I might have done 2 or 3 maybe retakes, because I'd not like got as good on the legs as because obviously you want to try and prove something, don't you, when you're first doing it. Now to prove now, but yeah, it was that's how it all started off. But now the thing of the years and years that I've been doing it, when I first started doing it, obviously I didn't say to people, right, this is good, I know this, I know that. Whereas I feel in more of a position now that I can say that I know the Dynamite Dave way works, and I know that it's good, and I know it's worth following, and I know it's worth doing. I can say those things now because the evidence is there, which is how I work. I work on that sort of basis. I don't work, and I don't have any creed on people just saying, well, this is my opinion, and this is why, and like, this is my opinion, you must just accept it. If somebody tells me something, I want to know the ins and outs of it so I understand why it works and how it works. And that's what I've done with you lads and lasses. I think I've been through all the videos, I do all the things, show you, and you can see the results. I've just banged in a 180 there, and it's not uncommon for me. I think I played Dave last night, and I can't remember. I definitely had one maximum in it. I think, did I have a 177? I had 2. I think no, I had a 137 and I had a 171. I think it was, or a 177, something like that. But I had loads of really big scores, and that's how I play nearly all the time. I don't play like that every day, because we all have our ups and downs. And there's sometimes when I play, what was it last night? Dave might be able to remember better than me, but I think it was 112.76 was the 3 dart average over 3 legs for me. It was 112 point something anyway. If Dave's still out there, he might be able to confirm that for me. But I can't remember 100%. If he's got the thing open, he can go on Knacker and check it. But I think it was 112.76 or something like that, 3 dart average over the 3 legs. For me, that is. Dave's was about 50 or 60, I think. Yeah, do you know something? If Finger, like my brother always goes on about winning the Euro lottery. And I've always said for years and years and years, probably since it came out 20 years ago, if I won the Euro millions, where you're winning like 30, 40, 60, 100 million or whatever it is, do you know something? I could spend the rest of my life giving it away. No problem at all. And I don't mean just chucking it away. I mean, and this is the type of what I would love to be able to do, is just be able to see. I think there was a film, something like this, about Christmas years and years ago, when I was well, I think my kids were young. I was probably in my late 20s, early 30s maybe. And it's a guy at Christmas who's like a millionaire. And what he does is he goes into the toy shop and he sees all the kids playing and what have you. And he sees the mums going in, putting on the Never Never, you know, for the kids' toys at Christmas. Always fetches a lump to my throat, this. And he, what do we call it, goes in and pays all the bills off for them. So all the kids have a cracking Christmas, and the mums don't have to worry about it, you know, so all the kids get the toys and that at Christmas. He just says everybody who's got the toys on the Never Never, the single mums and all that, just pays it all off for them. And do you know something? How could you ever do anything better than that? Awesome. Absolutely awesome. Fantastic film. When the pubs reopen, message me on Facebook, pal. We will have a chuck. I'm only in Stockport. Yeah, dead right. I'll more than likely, once it all opens up, I'll be down at the Star and Garter again. I mean, I won't play for them. I think what's his name? There's a few of them that have asked me to play for different ones. There's one called a Cottage or something, and there's a few different places where they've wanted me to play for them, but I can't because I work nights. It doesn't matter who they are. It doesn't matter how fantastic the team is, because I've had loads of that. Our team's the best in the league and all this, that, and the other. But it don't matter. I can't play because I work nights. I mean, obviously, if this gets to a point where I don't have to work anymore, then maybe I can do a little bit like that, like Tony O'Shea does, and thingy Daryl Fitton, just go and play with the lads in the pub at night time. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, but I'll take you up on that, mate. Once we get out of lockdown, I'll come up to Stockport. I'll get a taxi up there, and we'll have a few beers and a few chucks. Yeah, not a problem. Shout out to all the newcomers. Yeah. Yeah, Gary, if you've got any swearing in it, mate, the system now overrides it. I'm afraid. Keep quiet, David. We won't say who's Marxist who got out to do with this, but yeah, the thing is, you've got to be careful now. A lot of the, what do you call it, on these chats and what have you, is restricted. I've put nothing on it, so I don't know what you've put on your message, but rephrase it and put it back on again. Dave, yeah, was it? Yeah, it was 112. I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was 112 point something anyway. That was good. That was good, considering that thing. Yours was the first game I'd ever had on it, and I'd spent 10, 15 minutes trying to get it to work, stood in here, and I was stood in the thing in the back bedroom, and I wasn't chucking darts or anything, and I don't know what it was. I shut my screen down to see what was going on Love Darts. I opened it back up, and Dave was there, me and Dave, and I think you threw first. I'm stood there looking at him thinking, hang on a minute, am I supposed to be playing someone here just to start? And I thought, oh shit, yeah, I am. So I just started playing. So I just played that, Dave. That thing and them 3 legs were from virtually stone cold. I mean, I had chucked during the day, but like I say, I was getting warmed up towards the end of it, so I was actually starting to hit some decent scores and some decent finishes towards the end of it. 112.73. Took a picture. 2 100s. 2 100s. Plus 41, plus 40. And 1 180. All right, there you go. 4 140s. That's not bad then, yeah. I can live with that. Don't, mate, you'll set me off. Yeah, well, that's the way it is. It's just something I'd love to be able to do. And like I said, if I won the lottery, I'd come round and coach us all for now. With Star and Garter. The one at, I didn't know there was more than one. It's near, is it Welly Road College? Stockport College of Technology. Because that's where I did my motor vehicle engineering, not a degree, but my City and Guilds. I did my City and Guilds there. It's not far from that. It's virtually across the road from the old, do you remember the old Reliant Robin place? It's sort of like you go over there and turn left. You follow it down and it's there on the right hand side. It's a big, big pub, and it's like a really big darts pub. They've got like comps going on there all the time and what have you. It's good. Told you I'm coming up to Scotland. Once all this gets sorted out, obviously it won't happen overnight, but I'm going to get it all planned out because I want to come and see you. I've got to come and see Neil. I want to try. See, the thing is, like, again, I can't do the legwork on it because of the amount of commitments that I've got. But I think it'd be fantastic if somebody who's got a bit more time than me could get all the dart tubers together. Maybe Neil or someone could, or the darts referee, or Matt Edgar. It'd be great to get us all in one venue. And we could all fetch our own videoing equipment and what have you. We could interview each other. And then what we could do is do that during the day, because I know if we all went in a travel lodge or something like that, they've got conference rooms. And I know if there's enough of us, if there's 8 or 10 of us, we'll get a conference room for now. They'll just throw it in for nothing. So we'll get so many hours in the conference room so we can go and do us filming and all that sort of stuff there. This is just my idea of what I think would be make some fantastic content. We'd be able to then, in the evening or maybe during that 2-3 hours, if they let us have it all afternoon, we could have a YouTubers or dart tubers tournament. We could do a little tournament and just see who comes out the winner, which obviously would be a Matt Edgar more than likely, but I think I'll give him a run for his money. If I'm on form when I go, I'll give him a run for his money. There's no two ways about that. Tubers go to Birmingham exhibition. Now, you were talking, Mark, last night to Loxley. How about if you approach them, because you're well in with them? Like I said, they don't talk to me much. Not many people do for some reason. I don't know why, but they just don't. It might be me. I don't know why, but it might be. But why don't you have a word with them and see if we can do it at Nottingham, at their place? How would that be if we all went there and we included Loxley in it and what have you? And like I say, we had a competition and all that sort of stuff and made it like our own and Loxley's day, and do the filming there, because they've got those 3 boards. They've got a fantastic stage set up, and that'd make for some real good filming. That would real good filming. Get you to do all the editing. I'm up, Mike. You can do all editing and what have you, because some of your videos, the content in them is fantastic. They're in The Hague in Holland. I thought they were in frigging Nottingham. What are they doing stuff about Nottingham, frigging Robin Hood and what have you then? I thought they were in Nottingham. There you go, you see. That shows how much notice I take now, doesn't it? Hi, Dave. Just what? Talk to Darren. Mark says he talked to Darren about it last year. Well, yeah. Well, to be honest with you, if it's over in Holland, big deal. I'll go over to Holland, get on a plane, no problem. We'll do that. It's worth it. It'd be worth it. It'd be like a weekend's holiday, wouldn't it? Like a weekend away, like a weekend in Amsterdam or something. I'd still do it if it was over there. Not a problem. Yeah, to get everybody in one place. I don't mind if it's that place at Birmingham, as long as we've got. It's great going to an exhibition, but are they going to allow us a room or something where we can actually do some video in, or are we just going to be turning up to an exhibition that other people are doing, or is it an exhibition like Darters exhibitions where you have your own stalls? Is that the type of? I'm not sure what type of format you mean, because we've got, obviously you go to like the NEC for the motorcycle exhibition, and that is different like stalls. Is it that sort of thing, Mark? Do you know something, mate? Never took drugs ever in my life, apart from the stuff that the doctors give me. Never smoked. Like a drink. Not too many, but I like a bit of this. A bit of Altsy's Diamond. Some proper English beer, or United Kingdom beer. It's great stuff, that. Altsy's Diamond. It's a bit like Stella. It says 5.1 or 5.4 on the bottle. You have 3 of them and it don't feel like you've had 3 pints. Feels like more like you've had 7. Yeah, I know. It's in Ilgate. Yeah, I think it is actually. Yeah, I think it is in Ilgate. Yeah. It's close to the RVB shop. RVB, I heard it correctly yesterday. Yeah. Yeah, they did say that. He did say that Thingy RVB's got a shop 2 or 3 doors down. Don't know what a multi-millionaire would need a dart shop for, like, but there you go. Did you ever get your own custom made darts? Yeah, we were talking about this earlier on, and yeah, I think it's one of them. Like I say, Zaki was supposed to be. Well, he did design me some, but it just sort of like dried up. He got very busy with the stuff from Loxley and other people, which is very, very understandable. Don't forget, he's got a career in front of him. He's got a big career in front of him designing darts and what have you. He's a fantastic designer. There's no two ways about that. But yeah, it's one of them. Do you just go and buy a, what do we call it, a design? Because you can actually go on some of these manufacturers that manufacture darts, and you can go and have a look and pick one of their designs, and they will make their design and laser cut your name onto it and what have you. But it doesn't feel quite right, that, to be honest. I'd rather have, and it'd probably be two. I'd probably do two models, because you've got a straight barrel dart, and then you've got the elongated rugby ball type dart, which is the type of darts that I actually developed the Dynamite Dave throw with. The actual mechanical throw was developed with a set of Darrell fittings. That and the Target Carrera C3s. That was where the actual mechanical, the grip, the Dynamite Dave grip, that's where that was developed. I fingers in different places, marking the darts, throwing them, videoing it, seeing where the fingers actually interacted, and when your hand actually opens, because that is you can't even see that there, where your hand opens as your hand comes over the top and releases the dart. I was doing all that sort of research with them, with the slow motion cameras and what have you. I actually paid a small studio to do some proper slow-mo takes of me actually throwing, and that's how I worked it all out. I did all that, and then at home, what I'd do, all sorts of stuff. I had a mirror, I had a thing, when it got to mobile phony things, I was recording myself on that and watching it back. But yeah, it was a thing, a two and a half year build up of the mechanical throw and everything. Basically the Dynamite Dave way, and then from then till now, probably best part of 5 years now, innit, that I've been on here. Best part of 5 years I've been coaching it on YouTube. Yeah. Do you know something? Wouldn't that? See, the thing is, that's it. We need a promoter. We need a promoter, don't we, that we can get us some venues and get. Because I tell you what, there's plenty of people out there. You think how many darts referees got? You think how many Matt Edgar's got? I've got, and if you combine all those subscribers together, there's got to be enough subscribers there to sell some small venues out. There's got to be. There's got to be. And I tell you something, I would pay to go and see us rather than going to watch the professionals, seriously, because I feel we're more connected. It's again, this is the way that I think. The way that we communicate with our fans on YouTube and what have you, and through the social medias, we are far closer to them than the professional players are to any of us. We're sort of like, we're in touch with our fans day in, day out. We know all our fans. Watching on the thing, I know everybody that's on here. And when somebody new comes on, I can tell straight away if it's somebody that I've never seen before, because that's what I say, we're connected. And I don't think we'd have any problem selling tickets for, obviously we won't be able to sell out Wembley Stadium or out, but I'm sure if we got a show together, and we actually developed and what have you, and we had a what do you call it, a promoter and somebody who could organise that show, who understood us all and could like put a show together. So there'd be darts reviews, there'd be me doing coaching, I'd have a slot, we'd have somebody doing interviews, that sort of stuff, and like me, I'd be out in the crowd talking to all the people, talking about darts and what have you. And I seriously, I think it could be something really, really big. I really do. Right, where are we? Dave Curtis, just hit 120. That bounce out. Oh no, no, Christ, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. I did that on holiday with the Deltas, if you remember. some of you will remember. What I used to do was I used to buy a set of darts. I used to keep them for about 3 months, and then raffle them off. And I had a set of deltas, and I went on holiday, and we were playing on a board, and I just sharpened them. I just sat sharpening them. You weren't supposed to take them on the plane, but I thought, sod it, if they take them off me, they take them off me. So anyway, got there and back with them. But I watched them. We were playing on an old board, the old ones with a finger wire on them, with the big daft staples round it like that. And I got a bounce out, and I did exactly the same as what Dave said there. It bounced out. I seen it coming towards me, put my hand out to catch it, and seriously, the dart went like that, in one side and out the other. It was just fortunate that I caught it with my right hand, so it was my serving hand and not my chucking hand. Damonetta has just beaten MVG 7-3. Damonetta's a good player. He's a good player, can't be underestimated. Big mistake, underestimate Damonetta. He's a really good player. Tony Lippman does a good job. Right, well, I can get that. I can get the chat up afterwards, and I'll scroll down and I'll find that. Oh, I don't need to. It's Kieran. Thingy, we'll talk. So we talk anyway, so we'll talk about that. But that's what I want to do. Is I think I get people asking me for them all the time, because I suppose really it's like the icing on the cake, innit, if you've got a set of Dynamite Dave darts. I reviewed the Windmill Vanguards. They're my current darts. I haven't. Did you ask me about this on Thingy? Was it last Sunday? And I said I'd get a set. I can't remember. I've got a set written down downstairs somewhere that I've said I'd try and get myself a set. Clayton beat Clements. Clayton versus Etta final. Well, it's going to be a close one, that, isn't it? It's hard to call, that is, because Clayton's on. He's on form at the moment, isn't it? He's been on form. He's played really well in the last 2 or 3 tournaments. He's played out of his skin. Evening Dale. Oh, Paul. Hiya, Paul. Paul McGossin. Bit late. You'll be in trouble next time. Detention. Right, in your shoe. You never guess where I landed one. Seriously. And I think I got battered. You'll know about this, Stu. Being an old lad like me, I got battered. I chucked the dart and it bounced out and went right in my gran's foot, taters deep. Right in the top of her foot. She had her slippers on, and it goes round your foot, done it like that, your slipper, and it went straight in top. When I unplugged it, oh God, did I get battered for that. Lines. Hey Stu, I think personally you should get Doris from next door to give you a spanking. Chelsea. Watching the board draw? What's that? Is that football? I was going to say, you'll have to forgive me if it's football. I don't know now about football. Really don't. Terrible bloke, mate. There we go. Mike Swindle's in the house. Hi, Mike Swindles. Yeah, no problem. Told you. Yeah, as soon as this lockdown's out, I've got a list Not only as long as my arm, as long as 15 arms, but I'll get through everybody as quick as I can. When we come out of lockdown, the studio's open and what have you. But what I'll do with you, mate, is I'll probably come to you. I'll probably come to you because yeah, anyway, I'll contact you and I'll finger. Either I'll come to you or you can come to me, whichever. Between my toes. Oh, yeah, not good. Not good. Stu is available to rewatch. It's with Matt from Loxley. Oh, it was Matt. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I think because I did mention it earlier on in the stream, but I didn't get his name. But yeah, it's I thought, you know something. What made me think that they were in England, in Nottingham? I thought they were in Nottingham. God, I'm stupid. Four days running. Yeah, it's consistent, isn't it, at the moment? It's how long that lasts, though, with a lot of dart players. I mean, you used to get Taylor and Finger, Ryman van Barneveld, and one or two others that were just like rock solid there all the time. Wadey, just same sort of spot, never like head and shoulders above everybody, but he's always there, and you can never think you can never count Wadey out, never. Even if he's thinking if he's running at 10 points average behind you, he can still wipe the floor with you. He's beat Taylor 10 whole average points behind, and he beat Taylor. Game of Thrones is in the house. I bet you've been in the house a while and I've missed you. Because I'm pretty sure I've seen a dartboard earlier on. He's maybe wanting... Ooh, it's moving. Stop moving. Custom made darts there. Place in Harrogate called Madhouse. I've heard of them before, you know. Madhouse Custom Darts. I've heard of them before. Where are they? Harrogate. I go and stop in York a lot, me and the missus. So that's another good idea. Might be able to talk to them and then go down and see them. And when we're out of lockdown, have a sneaky weekend away in Finger in York at the same time or midweek. Stuck in my prosthetic leg. Oh, Fingy. I tell you what. I'll tell you the story about that. Dave, one of my mates. No, Paul. Sorry, Paul Redfern. One of my mates, we used to be in a motorbike club called the Finger the Rising Moon, and he had a Finger false leg. And what he used to do, what his party trick was it was a good one, real good one, and the way that he walked, you could tell, but his walk was pretty convincing. And he used to get typical bikers. What he used to do was he used to get a knife and stab his foot with a knife, and everybody would be like going, no, you can't do. He'd say to everybody, right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to concentrate and I'll be able to stab myself in my own foot and I won't even feel it. Seen him take money off people for doing that and all. I bet I can shove a knife in my foot and I don't feel it. Robin Hood, probably Sheriff of Nottingham. Yeah. Right, I'm off, Dave. Right, all right, Neil, mate. I'll speak to you tomorrow. You take care of yourself, fella. And I'll speak to you sometime tomorrow. Passed on now, yeah. Yeah, well. Yes, we've all had thing, haven't we? We've all got mates that are sadly not with us anymore for many a different reason. Right, let's have a bit of a chuck, shall we? Oh. Sandwiches. 81. We're in again. Oh, yes. 140. 140. Do you remember that guy from BDO? 140. And no, I can't do it very well. And no, I can't chuck while I'm laughing either. Oh, yeah, I can. Yeah, look at that. still laughing. Oh, good God, you couldn't make it up, could you? 125. Yeah, mission boards. Oh, I didn't. Hey, Mark, I didn't even know they'd run out of them. But I'll tell you what, aren't they? For less than 30 quid. I think they retail for 30 quid or just less than 30 quid. I've not turned that yet, Mark. And I've had mine. I've had that going on 2 months, I think. If you look back at the review that I did with them, I think it's 2 months. The only thing I've got to say was I told them about it being a 1 in a 2 box, and I just got basically the F off pill. So, you know, that's another thing that really annoys me. You would think somebody who's got thousands and thousands of subscribers, they would have just said, don't worry about it, Dave, we'll send you a 2 out in the post, just to make it right. But no, not interested. Just unbelievable. Absolute, well, not unbelievable, to be honest with you. Not unbelievable. 60. Listen, the board finger, this is a 1. It's not the 2. This, I think I've got the boxes in there. I unboxed it and everything live on the channel. It was supposed to be a Mission Samurai 2 board. Opened the box, it was a Mission Samurai 1 board. I think I contacted Mission straight away because I thought they might have had a boxing problem. Had a few emails backwards and forwards. Basically, all they wanted to do was blame it on A180 darts. Turned around and said, well, he could have misboxed it and all this, that and the other. And I just thought, yeah, right, whatever. Okay, that's your attitude. $81. $100. Time to spin that board, pal. Yeah, it's I'm doing a long-term test on it. If you look at it, if you can actually see some what looks like wear around the 60, but it isn't. What that is it's oil off my hands and thinking the other people that play here are kid and what have you, because he's in my bubble. He's single our kid, so he's in a bubble with us, so he comes and plays darts with me. And that's round the actual treble 20. Seriously, there's virtually no damage to it whatsoever. There's, from here I can see about 3 or 4 pieces, tiny pieces of sisal at a finger that have come slightly adrift. But when you think they're only 30 quid, absolutely phenomenal dartboard for the money. Absolutely. I think yours is the Samurai 1. Yeah, it is. Hang on a minute. You wait right there. Here we go. Just been in here. Just been in the back bedroom and picked it out. That's the box that it came in. Samurai 2. That's the box that Samurai 1 board came in. And it was factory sealed as well. It was factory sealed as well, so it wasn't a mistake. And I wasn't concerned. For me, it doesn't matter a monkey's to me that the board was wrong. What, obviously you guys out there, everybody who I've done the review in front of, they've all seen that it's the wrong board, and that it's come out of the wrong box. It's come out of a 2 box and it's a 1 board. But like I say, they can do what they want. It's up to them. To in stock at all. Have family members who work for one of the big companies. What's that? I've had it a few times with manufacturers and one big store. Won't mention the store, but bad service. Back nothing, but check. Yeah, no, but cheek. Yeah. Oh, seen something. Oh, missing half of these. Johnny B's in. Johnny B, hiya mate. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. I shall get you the 180. Did you see the 180 I did before? About 4th or 5th visit with these darts that I've never chucked before. Right. Up we come. Here's one for Johnny B. Are we ready? Johnny B's in the house and it's
180.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. The Samurai 2 is a bloody loud board. I've tried door stoppers, soundproofing on the wall, but it's eventually gave up and now it's off the wall and on the gorilla stand instead. Like I say, I've not had a 2. I've got another one in a box in the front room there. I bought 2 at the same time. I bought 2 twos off Finger off Carl. I bought 2 twos and a load of sets of darts, about 10 or 15 sets of darts, and he chucked a big goodie bag in for me. So it's not Carl's an absolute star. Love him to bits. Brilliant. Fantastic guy to talk to. Fantastic guy to deal with. He also sorted me all those chalky scoreboards. I got a load of them off him for right money, and that's just the way that I do it. He said to me, he said, "This is what I want for him." I just said, "You tell me what you want." And we're right, obviously, is providing you're not charging me more than retail. But yeah, no, it's brilliant. Did me a discount individually on every set of darts that I bought off him and what have you. Fantastic. And then they just went into the old prize draw. Like now we have the donators free prize giveaway, and they're in that now. So all just keeps on keeping on. Works exactly the same way. I don't know whether I've told you guys or not. Probably have 15 or 20 times over the last 2 or 3 weeks on the live stream. Whoever donates, like Johnny B, whoever donates, and it doesn't matter which way you do it, through Streamlabs, through Super Chats. I've got quite a few now. I've got a few on Patreon, but what a lot of them are doing now, what a lot of people are doing now, is they're doing a direct bank transfer, because Patreon take a fee, and then you get paid by a company called Payoneer, so they take another big bite out of it. So a lot of the people that support me on a regular basis, now what they've done is just done a standing order straight into my bank. Makes far more sense. There's no fees for them apart from the currency change if it's people in America or somewhere like that. All it is just the thing of the exchange rate fee, and that's it. There's no fees on it at all. Fantastic way of doing it. Dave, I got a 180 Gladiator freeboard, and it's amazing. Do you know something? This is another one, and it's sort of like, this is why manufacturers wind me up. Same thing, Gladiator 3, everybody said they were fantastic, and it cost me 50, was it 48 or 50 quid? It was either 48 or 50 quid for this Gladiator 3. I got it out of the box, and this is no word of a lie, I had Andy Bickersley Andy Bickersley, who was here for an hour's coaching, and the board looked like it had been stabbed with a skewer about 65 million times at the end of that hour. And I had the board up. If you go back in my videos, you'll see it where I've done a review on it, and it must have just been a duff board, and it's absolute garbage. And I contacted him, same thing again, not interested. Thought, so I actually sent him a link to the video and said to him, watch the video, the review and what have you, and you tell me if I'm wrong. Just all I wanted to do was give them an opportunity to put it right, but they're not interested. So, very sad, but unfortunately, this is what a lot of the manufacturers are like. Dave Curtis has just put the old fiver in. Top man, thank you so much. Love you guys to bits. There we go.
180.
That's for you, Dave. Cheers, mate. Really appreciated. Here you go, mate. Cheers. Nice one. If you think, it depends. If you're talking about you're going to play some of your mates down the pub, I'd have 10-15 minutes definitely before I left the house. A good 10-15 minutes, half an hour maybe. If you're talking about a competition, what you do is you build. The whole idea of darts is you can burn yourself out. If you practice too many hours a day, especially if it's not structured, you're gonna burn the wick at both ends, and that never turns out well ever. The best thing you can do is build. So say you've got a competition, you're gonna know about that competition a month before, because you're gonna have paid your subs in to play in that competition. And what you do is you start off, you make sure you've got a plan, right? So we start off with a plan. What we do is coming up to a fortnight before, then what I do is I start building. So what I'll do is normally I'll stand in here and maybe play for half an hour, 40 minutes. So half an hour on, half an hour off to start off with. Then what I'll do is I'll do 45 minutes and an hour off, and I'll do that 3 times. So 3 times in a day, but I always make sure that it's structured. And then coming up to right before the competition, I'll probably be playing 4 to 4.5, maybe 5 hours a day. But again, it's split. It's an hour on, an hour off, an hour on and an hour off. But normally if I'm going in for what I class as a big comp, probably a medium sized open, then what I would do is I'll if I'm playing it on the Saturday, I'll take the Friday off. I mean, I don't work Fridays now, but that's what I would do, is I would take the Friday off so I could dedicate myself to getting my mind into the right frame of mind to actually play the games, so I wouldn't be nervous or anything when I'm playing. Yeah, there's a load of thingies. Who was it who had one? Who was it who did a review on one? There was a few. That's who it was. My mate Darren. He absolutely raved about it, because when I put that video, he said, Dave, he said, these boards are fantastic. He says, this is Darren Watson from the Darts Review channel. He said, Dave, he says, what, you must have a really bad board. He said, because he says, I've had 2 or 3 of them in different guises. He said, and every one that I've had of the Gladiator boards has been absolutely fantastic, absolutely out of this world. I said to him, I said, well, I can only say what I see. You can't give me something that's rubbish and expect me to say that it's fantastic, because I won't do that. I don't care, because nobody pays me nothing. So you get I can only give you what my honest opinion is. Every set of darts and what have you that I get, I buy. Apart from when, like Kieran sent me some darts, Neil from Neil's Darts sent me some. I've got the B52s from Atomic Darts. But other than that, I buy my own darts. No manufacturers are interested in me. So I buy them and I just give my honest opinion on them. And that's just the way it is. If 180 would have said, listen, Dave, we're really sorry about that, Now, is this unreasonable? Is this not the way that you would run your own business? Listen, Dave, I'm really sorry about that. You must have got a duff board. We'll have you one out in the post tomorrow. And if they'd have done that, what I would have done was I would have done another review and said, I've got a board that's had some form of poor handling or poor manufacture. Something's gone wrong somewhere. The boards are fantastic. It just happens that I've got a duff one. But they didn't. So what can you do? I can't turn around and say that it's a mistake when I don't know, because they've not sent me another board to compare it with. So you can only do what you can do. Oh. Really want a job in the industry, to be honest. Why? Yeah, why not? It's just the way that I am. It's just the way that I've always been, and that's what I say about wanting to help people. I wanted to give them the opportunity, because I don't want to turn around and say that somebody's products are bad without like being sure about it. And I was at the board that I got. I can only call, as the saying goes, I can only call a spade a spade. I'm not going to call an orange a banana because the banana belongs to Target or to A180 or to anybody. If somebody presents me with an orange, it's an orange. It's nothing else, unless they turn around and say, "Well, hang on a minute, that orange is a bad one. It's a bad one. So what we'll do is we'll send you another orange. Try this other orange. If it's just as bad, then we'll wear that. But we can absolutely guarantee you this other orange is absolutely bang on." And if they'd have done that, then that's how I would have felt about the boards and the company, instead of the way that I do feel about them. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I know it's all about that with companies. That's what it's all about. But at the end of the day, is it false economy to have... How many people have watched that video? I bet it must be the best part of 10,000 people have watched that video. So there's 10,000 people there that potentially are not going to buy one of those A180 boards. So I would have thought, if it was my company, I would have fell over backwards to say, yeah, let's put this right. But just not interested. I think what it is they expect, because we're YouTubers, they just, I don't think they look down on us, but I think they don't. I still think that they don't realise how relevant we are and what a contribution we do actually make to the game and to the selling of products as well. Because you think about it, like the great lads like Thingy Kieran, Love Darts, the other guys, they must sell countless sets of darts for them without even knowing. You don't know when you do live streams and when you do your content and what have you, and when you do a review on a set of darts and you say they're really good, you have no way of knowing how many sets of darts that sells. But the only marker I've got is the thing is something that's incidental, and it might be totally wrong. But all I know is the iMac 2s, when I first bought them, before I ever did a review on them, on my YouTube channel, they were, I think they were 25 quid or 28 quid. And they've now gone to 35 quid. And when I went to Argos to buy the second set, they only had 2 sets in stock. So does that mean that they're selling out quickly, or they're not carrying them? Or I think they probably put the price up because they were selling a lot of them. But again, you can't prove it. But do we have an influencer? Don't we? I think we do. But Dave, come here, Dave. I have a flaw in my elbow. It's like the flights make contact with my fingers every now and then. And I make a flick, and it makes a flicking noise. Right, even though I hold the dart at the front. To be honest with you, the best thing you can do, Lee, mate, is use your phone and video yourself. Get yourself a what do you call it, a tripod or something. Get your phone up, video yourself, and when you do it, stop the video straight afterwards so you know exactly where it is, and then watch it back and slow it down, because a lot of these modern phones you can slow them down and all that, and sometimes you can get free software off Google or somewhere like that. Just go on Google or maybe the App Store. You might be able to get a phone a video editing software for your phone, and you'll be able to slow it down. And if you watch, you'll be able to see what's happening. Your actual flights might not be hitting your finger. It might be something totally different. And without seeing you, it's impossible for me to tell. Because that's what I would do, is if you sent me some videos and you had some video coaching, like personal coaching off me, that is one of the things that I do, is I slow your throw down. So when I actually watch it, I analyse it. As I've slowed it down, I can watch and I can see exactly where you're going wrong and give you advice how to put it right. But you just describing it to me, I don't know whether it's hitting your fingers on the way out, or maybe it could be doing something totally different. I've no idea. Dave Curtis, customer service is the key, mate. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. And I think, and like I say, I don't think they're. I think they're a bit like our politicians. I think the thing is they're just out of touch. They're out of touch with the common man, especially people like Target and what have you, because the quality. Me and Finger, I was talking to one of the other dart tubers the other day. I won't say who it is because a lot of them are. A lot of them are not involved with companies and what have you, but some of the big companies and people like Target and what have you, I don't care. I say it how I see it. And I think some of the quality of their stuff that they've produced is just, it's diabolical for the money that you pay for it, because they're running off a reputation of being one of the best darts manufacturers, the best innovators and all this, that and the other. And some of the darts they're just not up to it. There's just some of the stuff that they've come out with. Hi Chris, mate. Chris Allwood, you alright, lad? Yeah, I know enough. And I annoy people enough and they will go elsewhere. Well, obviously, yeah, of course they will. Of course they will. Okay. Definitely, mate. Seems to be a lovely community. Has got me through this COVID. Yeah, well, that's what we've all done. I've stepped up before they finger the second lockdown. I was just doing what I was really doing before, because I've always been doing the things. I've had to adapt, obviously. I'm doing a lot more online coaching now and a lot more coaching videos than I ever did. Because obviously the people who would normally come and visit me and stand here in the studio where I am now and have the lessons, then, or the coaching, they obviously have either had to go online or do without. So a lot of them have gone online, and I do a lot over Zoom. And yeah, it's one of them. COVID has made us diversify a lot. So we've had to diversify and change things, and you've got to do that to survive. I mean, the amount of people that, pubs and what have you, I think once all this lockdown finishes, I think a lot of them will go to the wall, which is an absolute shame and a disaster for the country. I mean, when I was a kid, there was a pub on every corner, whereas now you've got Witherspoons and a handful of independents, haven't you? So it's going to, I suppose, the same as the supermarkets have, haven't they? Destroyed the actual town centres, because people don't go to the town centres anymore. Now what they do is they go to Asda for the shopping, and they go online to buy all the stuff, which, I mean, I can't say I'm any better than anyone else, because I buy 99.9% of my stuff online and all, so I'm as guilty as the next man. Chris Aylward. Chris Allwood. Ah, yes, you were thinking, you said, didn't you? I remember you saying that you keep your fingers crossed to win them on the thing of the donators free giveaway. Yeah. So you got them. Did you like them? Do you like them? Yeah. Love them. Yeah, brilliant. They're really good. They're deceptive, aren't they? They're a lot grippier than you'd expect them to be. You pull them out of the box, and you think, oh, it feels quite shallow, that grip, which it does feel shallow, but it's still got that contact patch. So yeah, they're a good dart. I was impressed. They're very hard to get hold of, or they were when I got them. Whether they are now or not is a different story. Spot on, mate. We'll chat offline more. Yeah. Well, you can always find me, Dave. Dead easy to find me. Just go on to Facebook, so you can use Messenger, email me, whichever way you want to do it, Dave. Just get in touch with me and we'll have thingy. We'll have a bit of a tate-a-tate, that's no problem. I spend most of my life chatting. Right, so we're coming up, believe it or not, lads and lasses, we're coming up to 2 hours. We've been on nearly 2 hours. So I'm going to have a last 5 or 10 minutes chucking, and then we'll call it a draw. Fantastic people in the darts community, Dave. Yeah, there is. We're all thinking, we all look after each other and what have you. And like I say, it's me. I'm probably on a bit of a downer on them, but it's let's face it, darts companies are here to serve us. We buy their products. We don't owe them anything. They owe us because we keep them going. It's like in situations in life, and I try to get people to understand how valuable their customers are, because we are their customers. If I go and buy a Mission Samurai a Mission Samurai 2 dartboard, and I get a Mission Samurai 1 dartboard in the box, I'm not going to be happy, am I? No, but there's only me and my mates are going to know about it. You do that to someone like us online, and you're telling 6,000 people that you've put the wrong dartboard in the wrong box, and then you try every hop, skip and jump to try and get out of putting it right. But like I say, it just winds me up that they're not more forthcoming at trying to put problems right. Every business, because I've run a few businesses in the past, businesses, when they make mistakes, it's not about the mistake they make, it's about what they do to put it right. And that's the same in life. Fantastic. We like Bucklands, where they do the UK Open, they've been absolutely fantastic over having to cancel this. A couple of years ago, if you remember, in the UK Open that was on in March, it was snowed out. Now, we were there, we got there, because I'm an HGV driver, I know how to drive in the snow. And I got us there, me and the missus, and we had 2 days. We came home on the 3rd day, so we were there Thursday, Friday, and we came home Saturday. So we still spent 3 days there. Obviously, there was no darts or anything. But the following year, we went in and spoke to them. The following year, they gave us the holiday again for nothing. Same, food, everything. So the accommodation, the food, they gave it us again the following year, which was last year. Now, this year, they've cancelled it. They've automatically booked us again for next year, which obviously normally would be more expensive because of inflation. No, Dave, you're right. It's not. It's the same price. See, now that is what I call customer service. Treating people right, doing the right thing. It's not about the mistakes you make, and this is the same in life. It doesn't matter whether it's about business, whether it's about darts, whether it's about your mates, or whether it's about your own relationship. It's not about what you do wrong. It's about what you're prepared to do to put it right. So that's about as much as I can say on the subject, really. But that's just the way I am, and that's what I think. PayPal do. Well, I've told you, Kieran, I keep plugging you and everything, mate. You should have a lot more subscribers than you've got, fella. Hell of a lot more. Just like Atomic Darts. It's just it breaks my heart when you think the amount of subscribers we've all got, and everybody who subscribes to Darts Referee could come and subscribe to you. It doesn't cost them anything. You know what I mean? It'd be really nice if we could get the people who watch our videos to do that, go and subscribe. It's like mine. I've got just over 6,500. I think I've broke the barrier now. And it's one of them, once you get to 1,000, your actual subscribers go up much, much quicker. And then when you get to 5,000, they go up much, much quicker. And then I suppose when you get to 10,000, it's quicker because it's like a spider. It's like roots on a tree. The further they go out, the more space that they actually cover. So yeah, don't worry about it, Kieran. You'll do all right, mate. You'll do all right. Yeah, definitely paid off. Yeah, the great darts. I've still got them here, mate. Still got a set here. I enjoyed throwing them and all. I've got to say though, the Kim Ibricks ones, I was very impressed with them. When I looked at them, I thought, not really sure about these. They don't look like there's much to them, you know, for a player's darts of that sort of money. Because obviously, a lot of it. You're using a player's name to sell something at an inflated price. But when I threw them, just whoever's done them, the balance on them and everything's really good. The grip spacing, the actual cut spacing and everything is absolutely spot on. They feel really good to throw, really good. I'm 17 and would like to go pro someday. Chris, you will, mate. Just keep plugging at it, and take your opportunities when they come, right? Whenever the hand of fortune reaches out to you, never push it away. Because a little bit of a want to finish this, because like I say, we're nearly on the 2 hour mark, and a little want to finish for this one, Chris. Never ever, if you've got the hand of opportunity, if it ever comes out to you, never push it away. For the simple reason is when you get old like me, you'll have all these woulda, coulda, shouldas. Don't have them, mate. Do what I've done throughout my life. If you get an opportunity to do something that you love doing, grab it with both hands and don't let go. Don't let go. Just keep grabbing on, keep plugging, keep working, get out there, do the small competitions. For a young lad like yourself, you're in the ideal place and you're at the ideal age at 17. Start doing the small competitions and do your apprenticeship. You've got to do your time in this game. There's no people like Rob Cross and what have you are one in a million. They're few and far between. And Rob Cross is absolutely the epitaph of it. He's come in, won the World Championships, and not really done too much after that, has he? He's been deep in probably, when was it now, 2.5 years ago, something like that. 3 years ago was it when he won the one-off thingy? 16 was it? No, it was 18. So about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago when he beat Taylor, and since then he's gone deep in an handful of competitions. He's not turned out to be the stalwart of a player I thought he was going to be. I thought he was going to be up there all the time, but I don't think he's done as well as he could have done. Right, so we're running on. We're on 1 hour 58 now, so I'll give you a couple of minutes to say ta-ra to everybody, and then I'll come back and say ta-ra to you, and then we'll see you again next Friday. So let's just have a last 2 or 3 visits. With these lovely Wayne Mardle darts. 60. Bloody hell. How did I manage to get that over the top of there without getting it in? $140. Oh dear. Not good darts. Oh no, 81. 83, sorry. I might learn to count in a minute. Is it another one? No, it's just a ton. Right, so Aileen, ta-ra, and thank you very much, sweetheart. We'll see you next week. See you next week on Friday, next Friday. Yep, take care, everybody. Right, so here we go. Don't forget, lads and lasses, you'll only ever get out of this game what you're prepared to put in. And always, 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 totally okay! See you next Friday. Next Friday, don't forget, 7 o'clock. Same place. Not the same time, but same place. See you next week. And everybody who's contributed tonight, thank you so much. It really does